Sponsored by Pepsi is a tutorial on how to customize the categories for word bridges. So as you can see here, we have some Cyrillic characters, and let's check it out. We're going to go to Scenes, Core, and if you haven't seen the last tutorial on the language setting, go check that out. But briefly, you can change to any of these languages here, and this will just affect the editor so you can test. But the new thing we want to check out today is in ABC client. Before, you would just have this order number field. Now you can finally add your own categories. So let's expand this. And if you play the game as is, when you run the game, you're going to get the default categories. So this happens to be in Japanese because we have the language set to Japanese. Let's change it back to, if you want to do unknown or a language that is not supported, it will fall back on English. So we can set it to unknown, or we can just set it to English. So if we run it, we're going to get the standard categories here, and those are the categories that are hosted on my backend ABC backend service. So movies, A Stitch in Time. Now if we click enable custom categories, it's going to enable these categories down here. You can select one of these. In this configuration, it will only choose categories from the ones that you've created. If you check both, it'll do both. This will just look at the server categories. Just make sure at least one of these is checked. This is not defined behavior if you do that. So let's enable custom categories. We will add a new category here. The identifier, you're just going to want to type a general name for it. This is just used behind the scenes. So we can do parts of the body. And then you localize it for every language you want to support. So let's add English. And now here, we're going to type the name that you will see in the banner up above. So you can capitalize it, excuse me, type something else, whatever else you want in there. And then you're going to supply a text file. I have a few down here in custom categories. So we can go parts of the body English, and then let's go ahead and open up this file. Parts of the body English. And in this file, you're just going to want to put every word separated by a new line. So head, toes, feet, foot. You can put multiple variations like that. Leg, legs, eyes, mouth, ears, and let's see, heel. The cool thing about the system is you can type them in any order you want. You could include duplicates too, it's not going to care. And what it will do is automatically sort out which words start with which letter and give you categories based on that. So if you want, you can categorize these by the letter just to keep it clear. Put your H's here, sort it out however you want. You can have new lines in here as well. Those will get cleaned out of the file. So we can do something like this and go back to ABC client and supply this text file. The title of the text file doesn't matter. So now we can add a new localization. Let's add Turkish, and we can leverage Google Translate here. Parts of the body, Turkish. We can copy that and change our category name here, and then make sure you change the text file. And open this up, and I have some demo words in here, but we can delete all of these, and we are left with some Turkish words. You can add as many localizations as you want. And another thing to note is that whichever localization you have at the bottom is going to be the fallback language. So if I play this game right now and my language is set to English, everything will be in English. Let's play the game and see if that category shows up. So parts of the body, you can see the title I typed in, and I can type in ear and type in ears because that's actually what I had written down is ears, not ear. So that was the English localization. Let's change to Turkish. Try that out. And can't type this on my keyboard, so we're just going to copy and paste. And there you go. So you can see the localization. Even all the letters are localized to the specific alphabet. But what I wanted to show is the fallback functionality. So if we change our language to Greek, if this is simulating a phone that is set to Greek. So if you run this as is on a phone that's set to Greek, you will get Greek in the user interface. But when you run the game, this will be in Greek. You're going to get categories that will fall back again to the last language that you define in this category. So for me, I would change the fallback to be English because that's probably the most common. Run it again, and now we will get an English fallback instead, parts of the body. So we've added a category here. This is not that great right now because there are only so many letters being used. I would suggest getting a good number of words that start with every letter in the alphabet that you're using, just so that you have some variety there. But we can go ahead and add another category, car brands. And this will be copied over, so make sure you change these. Car brands in Turkish, car brands. And specify the files, etc., etc. This is all the same. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Again, if you have any questions, comment down below, and thank you for your purchase.